Hi, here's a lesson in how I play Brother Can You Spare a Dime. So I've got there's a chord sheet there with the chords on it. You can follow along with that. And let's just go through the chords first, and then I'll show you the arrangement. So the chords they're all written on the sheet there. These are mostly chords that you might know. A minor. There's a E7. Play it like that or like that. A7, D7, G7, C. These are all chords that most of these are on my basic chord sheet. So if you see the basic chord sheet on this account, you can look them up on that. But then there's a B minor 7 flat 5, which less basic here. But that's written on the sheet there as well. Four notes here, and you mute that first string. And instead of that chord, you could even play a D minor, and that would also sound nice. Or you could play a D minor 6 if you lift up your third finger, or lift up that third fret of the second string from a D minor chord. That's a D minor 6, but it's an inversion of this B minor 7 flat 5. So it's the same four notes, just jumbled up. And when I play it this way, I think of it as being a B minor 7 flat 5. And when I play it this way, I think of it as a D minor 6, just because of the bass note. But really, they're the same four notes, so you could use either one. Everything else there is one of those basic chords. So let's just play through this together. Once I built a railroad, made it run, made it race against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower to the sun, brick and rivet and line. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we looked swell, full of that Yankee doodly-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember they called me Al? It was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember I'm your pal? Buddy, can you spare a dime? So that's the chords. So when I play it, I play those chords, and then I add some melody to it. So I do. I think I don't think I play it fingerstyle. I think I do it with a pick. So let me do it that way. I think I do. I think I do something like that. So let's see. Let me make sure you can see this. So if you're playing the A minor chord, that melody note on the third string, you want to get that, and then open second string, and then back to that first fret of the second string, and then third fret of the second string. So we're just playing an A minor and adding the melody on top. And on the downbeats, I'm strumming that chord, and then on the upbeats, I guess I'm just plucking up on the melody. And then that open first string for the melody. And then up to here, this is an A minor chord as well. That fifth fret on the first three strings. And then this is an E7 with a G sharp in the melody. So this is like it's a D7 shape. If you bring a D7 up to here and put that bass note in, then you have an E7. And this is the melody. And then open first string. And then this is an A7. This is one of those barred A7s where you flatten that finger out and add the third fret of the first string. And then D7. And then 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then G7, and the melody's right there on top. And those notes on the 1st string, C, E7, and then D minor, E7. So I think for that D minor, I think I play the D minor like this. So instead of just playing that, I throw in an F in the bass. That fills out the chord a little bit more. You want to, so that's the 3rd of the chord. It's always good if you can include the 3rd of the chord. So that's my reasoning here for putting that note in the bass. Because if we're playing the melody on top, then that note gets lost because this is the melody here. So anyway, throw that F in for the D minor here. So that's once I built a railroad. So that's an E7, and here I'm just playing it an E chord here, but with your little finger added on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then the 1st string open. A minor with the 2nd string as the melody, and the 3rd string, and then F with the melody on the 2nd string, and then this is B minor 7 flat 5. So that's that new chord on that sheet, but with an open D string there. That's the melody. And 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 1st fret, 2nd fret, and then E chord with the melody on the 2nd string. And then the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and then A minor, playing the melody on the 3rd string. So I'm playing these chords so that the melody note is the highest note in the chord, and that's often a texture I use for these arrangements I do. So then at this point, you might fill it in a little bit, play some A minors and E's, and then the 2nd verse is going to be the same thing here. If you want to fill in that E7, you can do something like this. You could bar up to the 5th string, and then also have that open 6th string. That just gives you a bigger E7. You could throw in little bits of syncopation like that, like play the melody before beat 1. There's that D minor with the F in the bass again. Little variations. Like arpeggiating the chords is a good kind of variation to do. Fill in the space with just individual notes from the chords. And then if you want to play that melody note with the chord, I flatten that 1st finger out to get that. And then the A minor again. So when we get to this part, I go to an A major chord. So I like to play my A chords like this, which you don't have to do it like that, but that's how I usually play them. I flatten my 2nd finger out to get both of those, and then I have my 3rd finger here. So that's, the melody is 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then open 2, 3 on the 2nd string. And then open 1st string. And then there's that 7. Then down to the 1st fret. That. And then a diminished 7th chord here up at the 5th fret. So that's the 5th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret, 6th fret. And I'm throwing in that open 5th string. So doing it this way actually, it's more of an A7 flat 9 rather than a diminished chord. So it's an A7 chord with a flat 9. Yeah, so you play that diminished chord up there. You just go 6, 5, 3, 1, open. And then the D7, so that's the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And then open 2nd string, 1st fret, 3rd fret, and then open 1st string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, open 2nd string, 1st fret, open 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then is that same shape we were playing for that D minor earlier, although now I'm thinking of it more as an F6. So it's like an F chord, and it's the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then 1st fret, open, and then an E chord. And I don't think I'd play that 7th there here. When there's a 7th in a lot of these chords, you can kind of use your discretion about whether you'd rather just play it as a major chord or not. In certain contexts, I would just play E major instead of E7. Then maybe a walk up here. So 2nd fret and then 4th fret, and then let's see, the last verse is a little different. So I'm playing, this is an A minor, so I was saying this is an A minor chord here. You can also add that 7th fret of the 4th string, and then here are the 8th fret on the 1st string. So that was 8, 7, 5, 4. So back to that A minor. And then this kind of E7, A7. So this is all the same as before. And then give it a nice dramatic ending. You can do arpeggiate your way through that A minor chord, just play the notes one at a time. You could even do this, 3rd fret of the 5th string. And then this A minor chord up here with that open 5th string. And if you want to get like a really spooky chord, you could throw in that James Bond chord if you play this would be an A minor major 7, or sorry, A minor major 9. So it's a 5th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret, and then here we're barring the 5th fret, and then the 7th fret of the 1st string. So you could end on that. That's a good spooky chord to end on. Or you could do one of these. That's a minor, an A minor with this 9 thrown in, but the 9 right next to the 3rd, so you have that nice dissonance. That's a cool chord there. Or you could do, what else could you do? You could do it down here like that, and open the strings there. Go up here. A lot of just spooky kinds of variations on the A minor that are nice to do. That James Bond chord I think is usually played down here on the E, but it's a minor major 9th, so that means it's a minor chord with the major 7th, and then it also has the 9th. But if you want to do it in A, you do it up there. So I think I happened to find a tambourine right by my foot, so I started tapping along at the end there. I don't know if you noticed that, but if you're ever playing the guitar and you happen to notice there's a tambourine at your foot, you might as well start kicking it a little bit. Anyway, that's how I play Brother Can You Spare a Dime. A pretty straightforward arrangement, I think, compared to some of them I do. But yeah, I think I use it. I think I do it with a pick, like I was saying, and I do it on my my other Lohr archtop, the Lohr LH600. So if you want to play it just like me, you can get one of those. Anyway, that's Brother Can You Spare a Dime by Yip Harburg and Jay Gorney. Have a good day.